What is going on, YouTubers? Welcome to another video. So today we are going to talk about the Trinity of life-size bus. And so first off, we're going to show the all the different Trinities we got. So this is the first one, the Lord of the Rings trilogy of villain bus by Infinity Studios. So that's the only one I have in here. We got a pair of Kong and Zilla, but there's no third one to go with it. Now, Transformers, there is technically a Trinity, but they never actually, released the Megatron one, so that one doesn't count. But it's a shame because that definitely would have been a contender. But right now we only got Optimus and Bumblebee. We never got Megatron. Freaking shame, folks, because I would absolutely love to own that Megatron. Now, Dragon Ball Z, I would say the best Trinity is honestly the KD, but adding Gohan. And I never bought the Gohan. Sometimes I wish I did, but I've seen people put it on one garage shelf, but it looked so cluttered. So I decided not to buy it. I decided only Goku and Vegeta. Now, for video games, we really just have Kratos and Clicker. It's not really a Trinity. Same thing with MK, not really a Trinity. Now, when I add Wukong, that could, in essence, be my Trinity of video games. However, I do like to think of Trinities from the same genre, same movie, and so forth. So, for horror, we have the Trinity of Nun, Pennywise, and the Red Lipstick Demon by Blue Box Hyper. All, horror bus, same maker. That is the Trinity of horror bus. We, of course, have Freddy and Jason, but they're just a pair. We do not have a third. Alien and Predator, there's not really a true Trinity. It's really just my big chap in that. I could call the Trinity sort of like Reaper, Marcus, and Lycan. They're kind of a Trinity in a way, but not truly. But they definitely could, but it's not. So I'm not going to count that. But in here, we really just got the one. So right now we're at Lord of the Rings, horror, in true Trinity fashion. This room has the most. So of course you got the OG Trinity, Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman by Infinity Studios. What a crazy Trinity pair. I remember when this was first revealed, they were not even painted yet, and I saw them, and I was just thinking how expensive they would be. They're like, man, there's no way I'll own those. Here we are. So, Marvel Trinity, we got Thor, Captain America, and Tony Stark Iron Man bust. That is my Marvel Trinity. Obviously in the end game, the Trinity fighting against Thanos. For DC, we also have Catwoman, Batman, and Joker. Now, technically, Catwoman and Joker are not from the same movie, but they're all from the same trilogy, and so I do consider them a Trinity, no doubt. So, let's go ahead and talk about them from least favorite to favorite in the Trinity. So I would say least favorite, here's the thing. They're all absolutely freaking amazing. Every one of these buses are insanely good. But I would say least favorite's probably going to be the horror Trinity. Now, I love those Blue Box Hyper bus. They are phenomenal. But they do lack in some areas, notably the bases. However, my Pennywise does have a phenomenal base thanks to Prime 1, but the original Pennywise had no base. Nun base and Red Lipstick Demon are also, just mediocre. They're not nearly as cool as something like this or this. So the bases are definitely a weak point. Secondly, they don't have arms. They're just your traditional bus. That definitely hurts them because arms do make a huge difference on a life-size bus. It adds so much more presence, more detail, more to look at. It's just substantially better in my opinion. So because of that, the horror bus are my least favorite. The next one I would put, honestly, has got to be my Marvel Trinity. The reason is lack of arms. That's the number one reason. Now, Captain has arms, and he is freaking amazing. Tony Stark has one of the best silicone head sculpts out there, but his base is mediocre. He doesn't have an arm. Thor, Great base, love the armor, fantastic portrait, no arms. Could you imagine if he had dual arms and he was holding Mjolnir or Stormbreaker? Granted, he would be way bigger, but like you could cut Stormbreaker. Like, what if he was in like that pose holding Stormbreaker, or he just was holding Mjolnir? Iron Man having arms would be incredible. What if one of the arms had the nano gauntlet? There's so much that could be done. But unfortunately, they do not have arms. And so for that reason, I cannot put them higher up on the list. Now, it's not just the arms, but I also look at this on an individual bust-to-bust ratio. When I compare, for example, Superman to Thor, which one is better? Now, Thor has a better base. Superman has arms, but he has really cool armor. Faces are about equally. I would probably give the edge slightly to Thor for realism. So I might give the edge slightly to Thor, but they're about equal. Wonder Woman versus Captain. I like Wonder Woman more. Batman to Tony. Tony obviously has the better portrait, but the body and the base is so much better, the presence and so forth. So I'd probably give it to Bats for that. The arms and the base. But yeah, I kind of look at that when I compare this to like my DC, Lord of the Rings. Ultimately, I do think this is this, of the, let's see, how many we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 Trinities. This is number 4. Number 3. Number 3 actually is going to be the Trinity, the Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman. Now, Wonder Woman is my favorite amongst the two. Batman and Superman are probably equally in terms of impressiveness. You got the full silicone portrait. The armor looks great. His armor is crazy good. The presence is insane. It's definitely just like, they all have like somewhat matching bases, similar theme. But bases could definitely be better, just like conceptually, but they're still good. But this pair is definitely one of my favorites and so incredibly impressive. But I will put them at number 3. Number 2. Now this one is a toss-up for me between Dark Knight Rises and Lord of the Rings. Because Sauron alone is one of the most impressive busts. And then we just added the Witch King, which is crazy good. And the Nazgul, which is good, but I would take, for example, like Catwoman to Nazgul. Nazgul has a better base. The body, Nazgul is just a bunch of cloth, but he does have really detailed armor and a cool sword. The portrait obviously goes to Catwoman because Nazgul doesn't have a portrait. So I'd probably say Catwoman is the superior one. Joker bust to Witch King. Witch King has way more presence. The base... Probably Witch King. He holds either the mask and knife on a card, or the Witch King has a gigantic, 50-inch sword. I'd probably give it to Witch King. Maybe. Now, he has an incredibly detailed portrait. Very lifelike, extremely good. Witch King is cool, but Joker has more to look at. So Joker beats him on the face. But Witch King beats him on the presence and the body because of the armor and the base. So 2-1 by ratio, Witch King wins. Sauron to Batman. Sauron's better. However, Batman is one of my favorite silicone busts in my whole collection. He is ridiculously good. The armor, the presence, the base, freaking insanely good. However, I am going to say it. I think this is number 4. Now, maybe it's just because I just got it, but I do think the Lord of the Rings is the best trinity of bust out there. Really, for 2 main reasons. Sauron and Witch King. Because, like I said in my review, Witch King is freaking just phenomenal. Good God, crazy good. Sauron is my second favorite bust. No. Third favorite bust in the collection. Goes Kratos, Thanos, Sauron. Sauron's the third best bust. The presence is just out of this world. Witch King, insanely good. Like, oh my goodness, this is so freaking awesome. And I love the Nazgul. Don't get me wrong, Nazgul is incredibly cool, incredibly well done, especially for the price. It's so good. You know, and these have unmatched presence and the armor detail. I'm a big fan of, you know, just like busts that are not humans. You know what I mean? Like creatures. Crazy cool looking armor and villains, and I do like villains quite a bit. But I do think in terms of just best 3 pair of busts that are meant to go together, Lord of the Ring wins, folks. This wins. You cannot beat it, unfortunately. Or fortunately, you know, for me. I wish I had a little bit more space to display them, and I would love to have them all on equal display, you know, like have Sauron's same height. And I wish I had a little bit more space. What I would like, for example, is instead of the 48 inch right here, I wish it was a 60 inch. And then I wish it was a little bit deeper. And then this was same height. Other than that, you know, and I definitely have space like right there to throw like a poster or a weapon if I ever wanted to. But ultimately, I gotta say that Lord of the Rings is the best Trinity. Will it be topped? Probably not. I don't think it will. I think this will remain the best 3 pair of life-size busts out there. The only potential is if Megatron's released, because I am a huge fan of that Optimus bust, that thing, and Bumblebee. No, because I'd put Optimus above Witch King. I'd put Bumblebee above him. Fact remains, could Megatron beat out Sauron? Probably not, but that Megatron is ginormous and incredibly cool. So, but yeah, who knows if Megatron's ever released. We'll see. For now, though, Lord of the Rings remains my favorite Trinity bus. Let me know what you guys think. Which is your favorite? Like, comment, subscribe. Have a great day.